What do you want to do tonight?
The same thing we do every night, Pinky. Try to take over the world.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts! Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again! Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
It's time!
Welcome back to another episode of Software Explorations. If you do not know who I am your host of the show, Tech Coach Ralph, where we are engineered to win. Yes, we are. That is what we do here. We learn and we win. Very, very simple concept to understand. Very, very hard to do and implement. All right. So let's get into the show. Before we actually get into anything, I want to read something from a book real quick, right? Just a small little passage. This is the book Winning by Tim Grover, the trainer of Michael Jordan, personal trainer of Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, and Dwayne Wade, amongst others, right? So in the book, right, there is a question that's asked. It says, how do you define winning, right? And it says, right, some people will say it's glorious, it's fun, it's exciting. However, there is another definition of winning where it says it's uncivilized, it's hard, it's nasty, it's unpolished, it's dirty, it's rough, it's unforgiving, it's unapologetic, it's uninhibited, and the best one I would say is it's everything, right? And I just want you to think about that. The things that you work hard for, they follow those things, right? Because it's not always so structured. And like when you think about engineering and stuff like that, we have an idea of how we're going to get there. But once we actually get into the race, once we get into the war, it's uncivilized. Like I always go back to jiu-jitsu, but like when we drill these techniques and it's like, it makes perfect sense the way that we're drilling it and stuff like that. And it's so simple because you're going against an unresisting opponent. But then once you get into that live training and that sparring, it's hell at that point. And in tournaments, you're going against someone that, I mean, they're not trying to literally kill you, but for the most part, they're trying to kill you. You're trying to kill them. And it's crazy in there. It's crazy. And it feels good when you win, but on the road to winning and to sustain it, it's crazy. It's uncivilized. But at the end, It's everything. So I just wanted to start off with that little line from the book, Winning, one of my favorite books. Tim Grover is one of my favorite authors to read from, along with like David Goggins and things like that. So wanted to start us off on the right foot. So shout out to that. All right, let's get into our agenda, and then we have a very, very special show for today. Probably might be one of my best shows. Who knows, right? But it's going to be very special. As we get through our agenda, I will go into more details about how we got here. Okay, so let's pull up the agenda. When your technology doesn't work, it drives me crazy. All right, turn that back on. Okay, there we go. That's more like it. There we go. Okay, let's get into our agenda for real. Okay, so here we are. What are we going to do today? So today is Thursday, January 11th, 2024. We are in our second week of January. We're already on our third episode of Software Explorations. Amazing. And today we are going to be going over automation tools, specifically Selenium WebDriver, Cypress.io, and Playwright. And we're going to be going a live implementation on a very, very special website. And you'll find out that website very, very soon. But before we go any further, let's get into our agenda. So first and foremost, like we always do around this time, I want to say thank you so much to all the newest subscribers. We are growing at rapid speed. So
I appreciate you.
I do appreciate you. And a round of applause. Next up, I want to say a big shout out and salute to my tech barbarians, my coaching group. They are working hard. Like the way that I coach, I structure it so that they can get real world experience building real applications that is going to go out to the public, and they can get real feedback and go through the software development like life cycle every 2 weeks in the Scrum ceremonies. Like that is the way to build real world experience. And that's why I am so proud of them that they show up, like they do the work during the 2 weeks and they show up for our meetings, and then we just continue to go, continue to build, continue to get better. So I just want to say a big shout out and salute to my tech barbarians. And to all of my Patreon members who are putting in the work, I'm going to be having a live stream very, very soon where I'm going to be adding my latest position to my resume. So you can tune in. That is exclusively for my Patreon members, right? Where they can tune in and ask me questions on why I'm doing it a particular way and everything like that. So that'll be live, and they can ask questions, they can call in, whatever it is that they want to do, right? They can interact with me. So that's going to be exclusive to my Patreon members. All right, next up. If you are new to the channel, or you've been watching for a while, but you just haven't had the courage to click the subscribe button yet, let's go ahead and do it now. So go ahead and click the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live, so you can continue to win with us, right? I want you to win with us.
You either win with us or you watch us win.
I don't want you to be on the outside looking in while all of my tech barbarians and my Patreon members go out there and win, right? I want you to win with us, all right? So go ahead and subscribe, hit the notification bell, like the video, share the video with anyone you can think of. Just share it with everyone. Share it on all your social media. Have them come and get this work. And lastly, on this part, go ahead and check out the Patreon for yourself, right? You can just go easily to www.techcoachralph.dev and you can see what I offer, my one-on-one coaching sessions. You can sign up for the content that I release on Patreon that can help you level up your technical skills and your career skills, right? Because we talk about interviewing, we talk about resumes, we talk about what courses you should take to level up your technical skills, and whatever it is that you need. If there's something that you need, you let me know and I will make it happen just for you. All right. So go ahead and check it out. Check out the Patreon and see everything that's in there for you. All right. So we are going now into the portion of our show schedules. All right. So with that being said, let's get into it. All right. So what is our live show schedule? So we got a lot. So, I mean, we go live almost every single day. The only day that's not on the calendar to go live is Saturdays. And sometimes there's some lives that I do that I, like some working sessions that I need to do that I'm saying, okay, let's do it live. And we can interact. You can ask me questions about what I'm doing and I can share with you, and, and we can just hang out. But those are impromptu. I think about, I decide on them a day in advance, but the official live show schedule, we have our morning show. We call it Coffee and Kata, where we have a cup of coffee, we review some news stories, and then we get to work. We get to do a coding challenge. We've been going through the Chaos Camp Open AI API testing challenge. So for all those people who are interested in AI, right, and in API testing, that is the perfect opportunity for you to get the best of both worlds, right? You can start testing AI, right, based on the Chaos Camp challenge, and you can learn how to do API testing as well, right? And we're doing it right now through Python. We're using the Behave testing framework, so that's a BDD framework using Gherkin's language and everything like that. Super fun. We are progressing along, and if you are not awake at 7:15 a.m. like my good friend Tech Takeover is always awake on his way to work, tuning in. So appreciate him. And I am going to get to your comments, Tech Takeover. I see them and I will definitely address them. All right. But let's get through this agenda. So those are the morning shows, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 7:15 a.m. Come in and get this work early in the morning because I want you to have a wonderful day. I don't want you to go into work and just be slouching for 2 hours as you get woken up. Wake up early with me. And let's put this work in so we can go to work and we can be super productive so that they can be like, oh yeah, that person, they are serious about their business. And that's why we want him or her to be taken to the next level, right? And they're going to work with you so closely if you are effective all hours on the job, not just 2 or 3 hours of the day like most people, okay? So that is our morning show, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 7:15 a.m., Coffee and Kata. All right, come get this working early in the morning. Then we have Sunday afternoons, right? Sunday afternoon shows where it's software explorations. I do a lot of software exploration, right? You can even consider the morning shows as software explorations, but Sunday afternoons, software explorations. We are going through Terraform and we are having an amazing time. The swamp of Terraform is not as swampy as it used to be. We are understanding it a lot better. This Sunday, we're going to continue. We're going to be continuing working on migrating the manual deployment that we did from being manual to being through Terraform. This Sunday, we're going to be working on the code pipeline. And what's the other one we're going to be working on? Code pipeline. Oh, and I believe we're going to be working on the certificate as well, the security certificate. So what we did on a Thursday night, we did manually. We're migrating it over to Terraform. We already did the Elastic Beanstalk and the Route 53, right? So we have that Terraform code saved. Now we just have to finish it up so we can migrate over to Terraform. It's going to be awesome, all right? It's going to be absolutely awesome and amazing. So tune in this coming Sunday afternoon as we continue through Terraform, and then next, one of my favorite nights, our Tuesday night shows. We just had one, our Q&A session, right? Our tech Q&A sessions. And it's not limited to tech. We also talk about careers and making the right decisions and stuff like that. So those are on Tuesday nights, 7:15 p.m. All right. So tune into the Q&A sessions. And then lastly, we have Thursday nights tonight, right? Where we do software explorations. I am going to make an effort to focus more on QA topics on Thursday nights because I will always be a QA engineer at heart. I might I might work on different projects and learn different things, but always approach everything with a QA mindset. And that is how I'm able to learn so much more. So I want to continue giving like more QA related topics on Thursday nights, whether it's like reporting tools, whether it's like whether we're configuring different automation tools, we're doing API testing. Someone gave me a wonderful suggestion about we should do a video or a stream on SQL for testers, right? And just this week, like I had an amazing time writing some queries, learning about joins and stuff like that. Even learned about a window function in SQL that I wasn't familiar with. So that was fun, and we using the tool Redash. So we might even install Redash somewhere and install a database and use Redash to query that database, right? So that'll be super fun, and we'll tie that back to testing and to QA. And so those are the type of things that we're looking to do on Thursday nights, more QA related things. So buckle up and enjoy the ride. All right. So one more time for the live shows, Mondays, Wednesdays, and Friday mornings, 7:15 a.m. The morning show, Coffee and Kata. Sunday afternoons, Software Explorations. We are going through Terraform. Tuesday nights, our tech Q&A session. And Thursday nights, more Software Explorations. We're going to be highly focused on QA topics. All right, so that is our live show schedule. Now, our pre-recorded content schedule. We have my favorite day of the week, Mondays. Mondays is my favorite day of the week, right? Because that's, I'm always getting after it, but Mondays I feel even more invigorated to go and get after it, all right? So Mondays we have candid conversations where I have real talk with you. I tell you how I see things. You might disagree, but I quite frankly don't care. Sorry, because I want you to be successful. And so many of us are falling way behind our goals, and we just disappear. Like it's the new year, and we're already falling behind. You have so much potential, but you waste it, right? So I want you to take it more seriously. Okay, I want you to take it more seriously. All right. So that is that. Oh, let me copy this over. I almost missed something here. All right. Okay, cool. So that is on Mondays, Candid Conversations. And then Wednesdays, we have our software explorations, concepts, and overviews. Yesterday, we went to part 2 of comparing Selenium, Playwright, and Cypress, right? And today's like a continuation where we're going to start live implementation. All right. And then Fridays, we have the Bug Bite where we review, sometimes there's cybersecurity issues, sometimes there are bugs in software, whatever it might be, we review it and I give my perspective on the issue and stuff like that. We had a fun one a couple of weeks ago where we were talking about the Tesla robots, and then we had a pretty controversial one. I didn't know it was going to be that controversial that we released. I think it was last week. Yeah, it was last week about the Tesla robot who allegedly attacked a Tesla engineer, but it was pretty controversial. I was shocked by how people felt about it. They were in their feelings about it, but it is what it is. All right. So those are our 3 days of content. And then throughout the week, I'm going to start dropping some more shorts. And we're going to, and we have our Q&A clip. So a clip from our Q&A show that we release Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. Eastern time. So definitely, that's why I say hit the notification bell, because there are so much content coming out to help you level up and level up fast. All right. So that is our live show and our pre-recorded show content. I hope to see you there. That's why I say there's something for everyone. So go ahead and share the video, because maybe you just are interested in the bug bite, or maybe you're interested in that candid conversation. Maybe you like the live streams and like tuning in to learn and to put in the work, because at the end of the day, it's all about how you work. Are you putting in the work? All right. So that is that. All right. So let's transition to our next section. All right. So I can't stress this enough. I want you to go over to the Chaos Camp GitHub. The link is in the description, but it is also going to be in the chat throughout the night. Go to Chaos Camp, right? The GitHub repo, and check out the challenges and start a challenge today, right? Start like while you're watching or listening to this, start a challenge on Chaos Camp. It is going to help you level up your QA testing skills immensely, right? Like I think I'm on my third one now, and I just keep getting better and better and better. My friend Don created the Chaos Camp GitHub a repo, right? And it has so much good stuff in there. We just finished up the rock paper scissors API challenge. We did the that damning web automation UI one. That one was a pain, but we were able to figure it out with Cypress, right? That was pretty cool. So go check out that GitHub and put in some work, right? Put in some work, okay? So shout out to Don and shout out to Chaos Camp, all right? And also, which this one will also be in the chat throughout the night, check out my good friend Sox's channel. We should be like, I just need to confirm with him, right? I just need the thumbs up from him, but we should be going live next Tuesday night, where we are going to have our cybersecurity Q&A night, and we should be unveiling Sox U. All right. So check that out. All right. That is the plan. All right. So that is pretty much our agenda for today. But, like we were doing towards the end of last year, we are going to get back into our Agile Manifesto. All right. So let's get into principle number 5. All right. So the 5th principle behind the Agile Manifesto is build projects around motivated individuals, give them the environment and support they need, and trust them to get the job done. Right. So let's talk about that real quick. There's 2 things that I see, right? A lot of times projects don't go well because the individuals are not motivated in what they're working on. There might be a variety of reasons of why people might not be motivated by what they're working on, right? Sometimes it's just that they're just there for a paycheck and they don't care. That's unfortunate, right? Because when you have a bunch of people who are working on a team that do care, and you have one person or some people who don't care, it just messes up the synergy, right? Because if you have people working towards a goal, and the other person, like, they're not really contributing, they just want to get it, they just want to do their job and everything like that, then it doesn't really work that way. And that's why it's building projects around motivated individuals. The other part that can be a bit with this that can cause trouble is that when you have motivated individuals, but you don't give them the environment or the support that they need, like when it becomes very, what was that word, micromanaging and stuff like that, and they're always looking over your shoulder, it's like you don't let the team take control. Like, and when the team doesn't take control, they don't feel that much, they don't feel that close to it or that much ownership. Like when I work on my projects and with my team, it's like, it's personal to us, right? It's not just, oh, we're just here for a paycheck and stuff like that. We own the project. So when things go wrong, we like, it means something to us. When things go right, we celebrate it, and it means something to us because we value the work that we do, right? And that's why I really appreciate the 5th principle of the Agile Manifesto, which is build projects around motivated individuals, and you give them the environment and support that they need, and you trust them to get the job done. And with that, you can go, like, you give the initiative of what you're trying to accomplish, and you let them figure it out, right? And I think that's what makes agile a good process, despite what some other losers may say. All right, so that's that. All right, and now we are ready to get into our show. But before we get into our show, I would like to ask you one more time. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know every single time that we go live. Like the video, share the video, all of that good stuff, and share it with everybody, right? And of course, check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. All right. So now we are officially ready to get into the show. But first, you know what we need? We need some energy.
Please offer me your energy. I ask of you, please.
Amazing. All right. So, what is the plan for today? All right. So, the plan is, so like I said, we're going to be writing some automation tests. I'm about to tell you what website we're going to be using, right? But we're going to be choosing a website. We're going to be setting up our project. I'm using WebStorm. You can use what's the name of that software that I don't like? Good guy, if you're there, remind me. What is the name of that software I don't like? VS Code. Yeah, you can use VS Code if you like. I'm going to be using WebStorm, and we're going to. So I'm going to set up the project in WebStorm. We're going to install TypeScript because I want to use. I have not used TypeScript before, right? I've used JavaScript before, but I have not used TypeScript, and I hear some amazing things about TypeScript, right? Even my JavaScript isn't the greatest, but I heard some amazing things about TypeScript. So I knew he was there. Oh,
Good guy.
thank you, good guy. I knew you were there. Actually, before I go on, let me address the comments real quick before I forget. You know, my mind is all ADD-ish. So, first and foremost, Tech Takeover says, peace and blessings, bro. Hope you had a great day. I hope you had a great day as well, Tech Takeover. I just got home from work, so I will be listening in while making some flashcards. Shout out to you. You guys see that? He just got home from work and he is making flashcards, studying, learning, always. And you know, that's the type of drive that you need to have to continue on that road to success and to keep success, right? Because you might win, but being able to consistently win, it takes work, right? So that's what I'm talking about. And Tech Takeover said, for everyone tuning in, don't forget to like, share, and comment before you leave. Yes, please. And subscribe and hit the notification bell, right? So appreciate it. And good guy said, laugh out loud. You know, I had a feeling tonight. But I appreciate you, good guy. Keep up the great and amazing work, okay? All right. So, like I was saying, we are, so we're going to install TypeScript. I haven't used it before, but I've heard some great things about it. Then after we install TypeScript, we're going to install our automation tools. We're going to install Selenium. We're going to install Cypress. We're going to install Playwright, all in the same project. Yes, all in the same project. I am going to live life on the wild side tonight because guess what? You can, because they all have npm libraries and stuff like that, and then we can have Cypress installed, we can have Selenium installed, and we can have a file or class, whatever they call it in JavaScript, where we will be doing our Selenium test. We'll have one for our Cypress test, and we'll have one for our Playwright test, and we're going to write the same exact test in all of them. And maybe, I don't even know, maybe we can share the selectors. I don't know. We shall find out, because guess what? This is software explorations, okay? So, you know, and good guy says, also using TS for web automation with Tamper Monkey. Shout out. Look at that. All right, so there we go. Awesome. So, but yeah, so I'm curious to learn more about TypeScript, and we'll see what happens. All right, we will see what happens. So that's the plan. And now, the site that we're going to be using, right? I don't know if you've ever heard of this site before, but I will give you a little background on how I chose this website. Okay, so there is a YouTuber, a content creator, young guy, awesome guy named Calculus Coder. All right. And the first video of his I watched, he was talking about how after 800 plus applications, and like, so I think the title was called something like online courses and boot camps didn't get him a job, right? After and like the thumbnail is like 800. We did a review on that video actually a few months ago, right? But how all of that it didn't get him a job, and until he had to go back to college, and then that he ended up getting a job that way, right? So I was reviewing that, and he talked about how he created a startup, and that also helped him to land a job in the field, right? So that website, the application that he created for his startup, I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool, and we'll check it out in a second, right? So we're gonna go through the site once we get into that, but what happened was the way that I came across this is because I released a video the other day, on Monday, about what like SQL tools, right? And I was like, he left me a comment. I was like, oh snap! I didn't know he was watching my videos, and I highly appreciated that. That was really, really cool.
I appreciate you.
All right. So then I responded to his comment because he was asking about SQL and about testing. So I responded to his comment, and I said, like connect with me. So we talked, and as we were talking, I was like, you know what? It would be really cool because he doesn't really have much testing. So I said it would be really, really cool. So like I could use this live stream to show off setting up automation on a real site. Like, so this is something that if you were to get a job as a QA engineer that you would be doing, right? So let's say, for instance, Calculus Coder was hiring for a QA engineer to go and test and automate a site because he doesn't have, like, he's not familiar with it. Whatever the case may be, he wants to focus more on development, and he needs a QA engineer. Here comes you, who's learning how to do testing and automation and stuff like that. You can fill that role, And I was like, all right, so I'm going to can I use your site so that we can go through the automating, and what we're going to start off is we're going to start off with automating the registration process, right? And then once we can register, then we'll use that registration to log in, right? So that is the idea, that is the concept behind tonight's show. All right. So it's going to be really, really cool. In the future, I'm hoping that we can get, because we're going to have, like, it's going to be multiple streams, right? It's not just going to be one. So next Thursday, we're going to have part 2, and we're going to continue to automate, because I guarantee we're not going to get, we're probably not going to get both of them done today, especially because we also have to do it in all three tools, right? So that being said, that is the idea. Hopefully I can get them on the live stream with me, and then we can have, like, we can talk through it and get, like, ask questions, whatever the case may be, right? But we're going to figure it out, but it's going to be fun. But that's how I came across that. So it's amazing. And it just shows that when you put yourself out there, right, whether it's me or whether it's Calculus Coder, how you can collaborate and you can learn and you can work together and you can do great things, right? There's there's things that he's still learning, right? And there's things that I can learn from him as well, from the path that he's taking, and from my experience in testing and stuff like that. There's a lot of insight that I can share with him as well. So, you got to put yourself out there. No one's going to come knock on your door saying, hey, here's an opportunity. You got to go out there and you got to go take it. Like we read, if you want to win, it's going to be uncivilized. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be dirty. It's going to be, crazy. But at the end, it's going to be everything. All right. So with that being said, let's get to work. All right. I don't know if you heard that, but that's the annoying neighbor's car. But let's get to work. All right. Let's put our timer up, and we are going to put 20 minutes on the clock. And then we are going to look through the website. So the name of the website, I'll also drop it in the chat. It is called Free Mind Recovery, and we'll read together what it's about, and then we can go from there. All right, so that is his website. That is his application. Like it's more than a website; it's an application because it has a lot of functionality. Like if it was just a website, there'd be no login, no registration. The tools that he's built on the site, you wouldn't have none of that, right? So this is a true application, and that's why and once he built this application, he started getting more traction on his applications, right? Like when I say applications, his job applications, and that's why I tell people like doing projects and just having some GitHub repo, it doesn't really do much because no one's gonna check for that, right? But if you actually build something that's useful and you put it out there in the world, then now we're talking, and now we have something to talk about, right? So think about that, consider that, all right? So let's put our first 20.
It's time to do.
All right, now let's go take a look at the website Free Mind Recovery, okay? So this is the website Free Mind Recovery. Let's take a quick read about what it's about, and then we will keep going, all right? So Free Mind. Free yourself from any anxiety disorder. Move beyond just managing, dealing, or coping with anxiety. It's time to break free. At Free Mind, we believe in your potential to redefine your normal experience a transformative journey towards a life of calmness, confidence, and liberation from anxiety. All right, so let's click see more. And all right, so welcome to Free Mind. Here at Free Mind, we use a combination of effective self-help therapy, which includes crucial CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy methods. In addition, we provide stress management techniques and personalized online support, among other resources. I personally understand the battle with anxiety, having once suffered from severe anxiety, panic attacks, OCD, and depersonalization and derealization disorder. A year later, I have made an almost complete recovery. Shout out to that. Free Mind Recovery offers a comprehensive, scientifically backed anxiety recovery program, along with several resources and tools designed to guide you towards a full and lasting recovery. And so, what are we doing now, right? Because before you automate any site, before you start testing anything, you got to get familiar with the application that you're going to be using. So, I'm just reading about it to see what we're looking at, right? So, recovery support, member benefits, exclusive access to full anxiety disorder recovery program that includes anxiety information, symptoms, relaxation techniques, recovery strategies, relaxation audio, and much more. Also includes an online forum to share your experiences, ask questions, and connect with other support members. Direct access to one of our team members through email for personalized support and guidance. And there's a new feature. Gain immediate insight and guidance from our anxiety recovery chatbot. Ask our chatbot anything related to anxiety, OCD, and DPDR. Was that depersonalization and derealization disorder. All right. So that is it. And register for free today. All right. And then more, so then you can learn more about member benefits and you can start your recovery today. And yeah, there we go. All right. So, discover instant help with our anxiety recovery AI, artificial intelligence, right? So, step into the future of mental health support with our unique anxiety recovery chatbot, trained to understand the complexities of anxiety, OCD, and DPDR. This AI is ready to answer your questions at any time, gain immediate insights, receive guidance, and find comfort in its empathetic responses. Let our chatbot be your companion on this journey towards self-awareness and recovery. All right, so this is a sample of how the chatbot works and everything like that. So very cool, very cool. All right. And then so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but you can engage in the community forum. Really cool. And this is by the way, this is a very, very nice looking website, the way that it moves and everything like that. So you can tell that he put a lot of time and effort in it. And that's part of the Agile Manifesto about, let the motivated individuals build the software, right? And you can tell he was very motivated. He's very proud of this work, okay? All right, so relaxation audio, accessible anywhere and anytime, and then about FreeMind. So let's read this real quick, right? Because let's get to know the founder, the developer of the application, right? So hello there, I'm Jared, a software engineer who loves building websites and software, exploring new places, hiking, and playing many sports. But I'm also much more than that. I'm the creator and founder of FreeMind. You see, not too long ago, I was a different person living a different life. I never imagined I'd find myself grappling with serious mental health disorders, and that would change the course of my life. I experienced firsthand the incapacitating effects of severe anxiety, OCD, and DPDR, conditions that impaired me so badly I lost almost everything. I was unable to function for almost a year, but here I am today. I'm proof that recovery is possible because I've journeyed from being at my lowest to near complete recovery. My experiences have inspired me to create a platform where others don't have to feel as lost or alone as I once did. At FreeMind, our mission is to offer affordable, effective, and accessible recovery services and support to everyone. We understand that the cost of mental health programs can be a substantial barrier for many. I was unable to afford $300 anxiety recovery programs when I was at my lowest. That's that's a tough situation to be in, to be honest with you, right? So I built FreeMind to be the program I desperately needed back then, one that could provide guidance, understanding, and financial accessibility. We're here to bridge that gap and provide a supportive environment that doesn't break the bank. Welcome to FreeMind, your new ally in your journey towards recovery. Oh my God. Stop the show. I gotta come to full screen for this. I got my good friend Tech Niche Tips in the chat. He says, good stuff, Tech Coach Ralph.
I appreciate you.
You guys, the Tech Niche Tips is amazing. His channel is amazing. He has these fire interviews on Saturdays at 11 a.m. Eastern time. Like, I don't know how he finds these guests, but it's amazing. And so go check out his channel. Tune in to this Saturday, like the one from this past Saturday with Lawrence Lockhart talking about how to get into a web or to software development and stuff like that. That was amazing. Like I was like, I was watching. I'm like, man, I had to go towards the end because I had a class to start, and I was like, man, I don't know, maybe I should skip class, right? But it was amazing, and it just and then he also goes live on Monday mornings at 7:15 a.m. No, at 7 a.m. 7 a.m. He goes live with Trey, and their morning show on Mondays is also amazing, where they talk about like some news topics and just different things. They get your week started off right. So definitely check it out. Their show is amazing. I like tuning in, and just good stuff all around. So go ahead and check out that channel and subscribe, share their channel, interact with them. They're like, I appreciate it. I look forward to working more and more with Tech Niche Tips. All right. So awesome people. All right. So, all right. Enough of that sentimental stuff. All right. So let's go. Let's get back to it. Thank you, Tech Niche Tips. I really appreciate you. All right. So that is the and there's some testimony and stuff like that. So that's the website, right? So that is something that we can also test as well. You contact us and everything. But very, very cool. Very, very cool. All right. So that is the site that we're going to be testing on. All right. So, and what we're going to be testing, we're going to be testing the sign in, the registration. We're going to do the registration first. We're going to do the sign in, and then we are going to. I think that's going to be it for tonight, right? Because it's a lot of work because we have to do it in three different tools, right? But that's how we learn, right? And because we want to compare, we want to get a good feeling for what do we like best, right? And then towards the end of the night, I might even put on a poll to see which one are we rocking with so far. Okay, so all right, so let's do this. We are going to go to our other screen where we are going to create our project. So we see the site that we're going to be working on. We're going to be creating our project, and we're going to be creating our project, and we're going to get to it. All right. So let's do this. We're going to go to this screen, and we are going to do. So I have WebStorm here. We're going to put project. So we need a project. We're going to call this free mind recovery. All right. So free mind recovery is the project. And we're going to create, and it's going to be doing some magical stuff over here. And here we are. So there goes our project. So, and the project that I chose, I didn't show this part, right? But I did, did I choose that one? I don't remember. Should have chosen. I think I did choose Node. Let me see. Check on my phone which one I did. See, like I forget so quickly sometimes. Yep, I did Node. All right, cool, perfect. So yeah, I have like OCD and ADD and stuff like that. It's crazy, but let's get to it, and then I will address the rest of the chat on the break. We have a little under 9 minutes before we go to break, so we can close this out. All right, so we have our project up, and the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to install TypeScript. Okay, so let's go to this website. So this I'm at TypeScriptlang.org, and I clicked on the download link over here, and we're going to install TypeScript via npm. Right, so we're gonna copy, or I'll type it in, right? But we're gonna do npm install TypeScript and then --save -dev. All right, and that's how we're gonna get. So we're using npm to what is it? Does npm stand for Node Package Manager? That's how unfamiliar. Yeah, Node Package Manager. That's how unfamiliar I am with JavaScript and stuff like that. Like I can do stuff in it, but it's pretty slow. All right, so that's what it is. npm Package Manager. All right, so we're gonna go over to the other screen, and we are going to open up a terminal, and we're going to write npm, and then we're gonna say install TypeScript --save dev. But wait, there's a problem. What in the world is TypeScript in the first place? That's a good question because I always heard about it. And I just thought it just meant JavaScript. So let's find out real quick, right? So let's go and find out what TypeScript is. So TypeScript is JavaScript with syntax for types, right? Still don't know what that means, all right? So let's find out some more. So JavaScript and more. TypeScript adds additional syntax to JavaScript to support a tighter integration with your editor. It allows you to catch errors early in your editor. As a result, you can trust. TypeScript code converts to JavaScript which runs anywhere JavaScript runs, in a browser, on Node.js, or Deno, and in your apps. Safety at scale. TypeScript understands JavaScript and uses type interface or type inference to give you great tooling without additional code. Awesome. So, okay. So, pretty cool. All right, cool. I think that's good enough. Let's get started, right? Let's get started. So we have npm installed. We have npm installed. And next up is we're going to install, let's install Selenium next, right? So let's go to the Selenium one, and we are on the Selenium website. If you do not know what Selenium is, then I would strongly encourage you to watch the video from last Wednesday and yesterday, right? Where we are breaking down Selenium, Playwright, and we're breaking down Cypress, and we're going to have a part 3 next week, right? So definitely tune in for that. But yeah, Selenium is the most popular web automation tool for software testing, all right? Simple as that. I can't put it any other way. That is, it's the most popular one, right? So let's get that installed, all right? So let's see. Is it downloads we're looking for? Not downloads. I don't want downloads. I think it's documentation I want. Let's see. JavaScript. So we need Selenium WebDriver. So let's see. So let's do a quick Google search. Node install Selenium WebDriver. And here we go here. And we should just be able to do npm install Selenium WebDriver, right? So we are going to do that. Get that over to the other screen. So next we're adding Selenium npm install Selenium WebDriver. And it's installing. And that's installed. All done. Now we need to do the same thing for Cypress, right? So let's go to the Cypress website, and the website for Cypress is cypress.io. We have automated in Cypress before. You can definitely check out that video. That was my very, very first time automating in Cypress. And it was pretty cool. We did 2 shows on it. And it was cool. We were able to use that to solve the Chaos Camp web automation UI challenge. So that was cool. So we are going to this is going to be npm install Cypress. All right. So that's going to be the command that we put to get Cypress installed. Let's go back to our other screen. So npm install Cypress. Simple as that. And it's pretty easy to install packages using Node and JavaScript and stuff like that, right? It's pretty easy in Python as well. It's a little bit more work using Java, right? Java is a little bit more complex. It's a lot more complicated, right? Than using JavaScript and Python, but it is probably the one that one probably offers a lot more jobs, like calculus calculator, or calculus coder. What's wrong with me? Jesus Christ, not calculator. Jared at Calculus Coder, he released a video today. It was really good, and he was talking about the looking for jobs in the popular language, pretty much not being so focused on the MERN stack. MERN would be Mongo, Express, React, and Node. I don't know, whatever. But he was looking at some jobs and stuff like that, and he was showing how many jobs are available with Java compared to Node and stuff like that, right? So, like I always say, you have to do your research when you are going into whatever. Who goes to war without the right preparation, right? Who goes to war without the right preparation? And you see why when you look at like my themes, my thumbnails, my like going into 2024, my themes, my thumbnails, my backgrounds, and everything like that, it is focused on chaos and war because not only do I go to war at myself every single day, right? I'm warring with the like figuring things out, challenging myself, pushing myself. And that's why like I have my mind is like that's how my mind is built because and not only that, it's also fun, right? That's why I go to jiu-jitsu every day to almost die every day, right? Because it's fun, but I also hate it, right? It's weird. Like I'm crazy, but it is what it is, right? So before our 30 seconds is up, we've installed Cypress. Let's go and install. Let's go and install Playwright, and then we can go to our break. All right. So let's go here. So we're on the Playwright site, playwright.dev, and we're going to do it for Node. And in the future, we are going to be doing Playwright for other for Java as well.
Lunch break.
We'll do it for Java, and we'll do it for Python, right? We can focus on Playwright specifically. So where is the code to install? So we're gonna do npm init playwright at latest. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. So npm init playwright at latest, and that should get our Playwright installed. Do that, and need to install the following packages. Yes. Do you want to use TypeScript or JavaScript? We're going with TypeScript today. And where to put your test? That's a good question. I'm going to put it in Playwright tests, right? Because we have Selenium and we have Cypress, so we want to keep it separate. All right. Add GitHub action workflow. No. And install Playwright browsers can be done manually via npx. Let's get that installed. All right, so let's get this done, and then we will take a break. Hopefully it doesn't take forever. Well, while that's happening, right, let's go to break. So we are on break. Let's put up our 5-minute break timer. You know, we follow the Pomodoro on this channel for the most part. That way, it gives you a good working habit. 20 to 25 minutes work, 5-minute break, 20 to 25 minutes work, 5-minute break. So let's put up our 5 minutes, right? But I'll tell you this. As much as I want to follow this format, like just daily, like working and stuff like that, I get so zoned in, focused that I just have to keep going. And then it's like 2 hours later past, I'm like, oh snap. Like I missed all my breaks, but I don't know, like even setting the timers and stuff, it's like, I don't like stopping after 25 minutes because I lose focus, right? I don't know. I don't think this format works for me, but if it does work for you, I would highly recommend you try it. But it's so hard for me to use these methodologies because I'm just so focused and I just want to keep going. All right. But let me go to the chat real quick. So Techniques Tip says, thanks, bro. Hey, you connected with me first, and I really appreciate that you did. So, he appreciates support. I appreciate your support as well. And Tech Takeover says, great show coming up this Saturday as well. Who's going to be on there Saturday? I'm eager to know. But, while I'm here on break, right, I'm going to do something real quick that I should have done a while ago. So where do we do this? All right, so we are going to do it like that. And we are going to go to, can I do it here? There we go. We're going to say one moderator here for Tech Niche Tips. And we're going to see, where's Tech Takeover? Another one for Tech Takeover. I got some more mods on the channel. Shout out to my newest mods. There we go. Boom. We got 2 new mods on the channel. I always see mods on different channels and stuff like that, and it looks like a lot of work. So I'm not requesting anybody. It's cool to have that little gear button, but I don't really request to be a mod. But if somebody wants to make me a mod, I won't turn it down. But I'm not gonna be requesting it because that looks like a lot of work. But it is what it is. So and then Technique said to Tech Takeover, always supporting us content creators. He is. I really, really appreciate Tech Takeover. He's super cool.
I appreciate you.
And Tech Takeover says he just does what he can for his friends. Gotta watch his folks blow up. And you know what? If we blow up, that means you blow up as well. All right. We don't leave anybody behind. All right. So shout out to you.
They ain't believing us. I appreciate you. We the best.
Yes, we are. We are all the best because we put in that work, right? We put in that work, So let's finish up. He says, I got you too, right? So we're going to get back in a little bit. We have 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go. So let's do a real quick thing. Let's go to LinkedIn real quick. Let's do a quick little job search. Let's search for full stack developer or engineer. Let's do full stack engineer. Oh, look at that. They put Mern in there. All right, cool. All right, so let's go over to the page real quick. Let's see what we have over here, right? So we have on-site, hybrid, remote in Tampa, Java developer. So we have searching for full stack. I don't want Mern in there, to be honest with you. Let's see what we got. So 0 homes in Denver, Colorado, on-site, senior full stack engineer, 120 to 150K a year. That's not bad, bro. That's not bad. Although I don't know how good that is in Denver. I mean, it's not. I take that back, right? It's not how good it is, but it is pretty good anywhere. But some places have a higher cost of living than others, right? But let's just jump down on this one to the requirements. 4 years of full stack software development experience with an emphasis on back end development. A polyglot with substantial back end
Get a
experience.
move on. Back to work. Chop, chop. Let's go. Come on. Get a move on. Back to work. Back to work. Back to work.
All right, let's finish this one real quick, right? So a polyglot with I have no idea what a polyglot is. What does that mean? Search Google for polyglot. Knowing or using several languages. A person who knows and is able to use it. Are you guys familiar with that term polyglot? I never heard of that before. But yeah, so now we learn something new every day. All right. So with substantial backend experience, our stack is Python, Vue, and Postgres. Experience with one or more cloud technologies, such as Google Cloud Platform, AWS, Microsoft Azure, and deployment infrastructure, CI/CD, containerization, scalability, serverless. Probably they'll be excited about Terraform over there. Substantial experience in an early stage startup. Example, ex-founder, founding engineer, one of the first 10 members. All right. Strong leadership, problem solving, analytical, and communication skills. Live within 50 miles of Denver or willing to relocate. And there could be compensation, blah, blah, blah. All right, cool. So 4 years of full stack software development experience, right? And to be substantial experience in early stage startup. I would normally say that this is like a hard ask. But after meeting Calculus Coder, he is, I mean, he's not an ex-founder. He's the current founder of Free Mind Recovery and the founding engineer and one of the first 10 members. Might not have 4+ years of full stack software development experience yet, but it's pretty substantial. So that's interesting. That is definitely interesting. All right. I don't know. This is an interesting opportunity, right? We'll take a look at this one next, right? On our next break. Let me zoom in a little bit. On our next break, we'll take a look at this junior full stack engineer in the Bay Area for $120K to $160K. I'm curious to see what they say about junior. But look at this one though. In Orlando, Florida, hybrid role, full stack engineer, $120 to $150K as well. So we'll look at these on our next break. All right. But I do want to highlight those. We're talking about a application that was built that we're going to be testing. So it would be a good idea to look at some roles for full stack engineers. All right. So go back here. All right. We are going to get into our next segment of the show, our next 20 minutes. So let's go ahead and put 20 minutes on the clock.
Let's go! Let's go!
Every time you hear that, you just start to bop your head. All right. So where are we now? We've installed all three. So I can show you this screen. We've installed all three. So visit Playwright for more information and documentation, all that good stuff, right? So let's also look at our folder. So we have our test examples. Let's see. So this is for Playwright. There's nothing for Cypress yet. This is for, who is this for? So all this is for Playwright. And let's see, what do we have installed here? We should have Selenium in here. Make sure. Selenium WebDriver. And we should have Cypress in here too. Cypress. All right, cool, perfect. So we have our libraries installed, our node modules installed. Let's open up our, all right, it's ignoring all of these, perfect. Okay, and then Playwright configuration. All right, cool. So in Playwright test, we're gonna have our Playwright test. I wonder why they have here. I wonder why they have both of these. I don't know, but it's cool. It's cool. So let's get to it. All right. So now, because I am most familiar with Selenium, we're going to start off automating with Selenium,
I
right?
appreciate you.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, Samuel, for subscribing. I really do appreciate you. Thank you. I hope if you have any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. I hope to interact with you. I hope to help you grow and level up. All right. So thank you so much for subscribing. All right. All right. Let's continue. So here we are. Let's go to the Selenium documentation. And we have JavaScript selected. And let's get started. All right. So we're going to use this code right here. So what I like to do is when I get started with like learning something new, right? I need a feedback loop. A lot of people, they just write a bunch of code and then they try to run it and then it fails immediately, and that is discouraging, right? I like a good feedback loop. So as I start to automate, like even when I code, right? One of the things that when I was talking to Calculus Coder, I was saying that I sent him, like, because he was interested in learning more about unit testing and stuff like that, right? And I sent him some, we've reviewed the video about honest estimations by Robert C. Martin, Uncle Bob, one of my favorites, right? And I sent him some videos about test-driven development, about how that can help him write better tests and write better code, to be cleaner and everything like that. So what I like, and one of the things about test-driven development is that immediate feedback loop, right? So, and I write my automated tests in the same concept. Like I start writing, I get a win, right? So it's a bunch of little wins along the way. So we're gonna do the very basic, just opening up in author. We're just gonna open up the browser and go to the website for free mind recovery. And if that works, we have our immediate win and we're good to go and we can keep going. All right. So that is how I like to work. And I like those little wins. I like those dopamine hits of success, and that builds, and we just build on top of that, and then we can refactor and stuff like that. All right. So that's how we're gonna do it. Right. So we're gonna start off. Let me zoom in on this page, just so you can see the code a little better. All right. So we're using JavaScript, right? And we're just going to I'm going to type it out, right? But this is what we're going to do. And you're not going to see it on the screen because I'm going to be typing it out. But that's what we're going to be doing, okay? So what I'm going to do, we're going to go back over here, and we're going to go to we're going to create a new folder, new directory, and then we're going to call that Selenium tests, right? Or I could call it WebDriver, but I call it Selenium because the name is more known as Selenium, even though it's WebDriver, right? And we're going to go in here and we're going to say, TypeScript file. And we are going to say, all right, so let's call it a, I really want to do a homepage test, but we'll focus on the login for today, right? We'll add a homepage test at some point, but let's call it login. Let me see. Login test dot spec dot ts, right? We have our file, right? Login test dot spec dot ts, and I want to do const, right? Let's see, because I'm not familiar with TypeScript yet. So let's see what if I do const, and then if we do this, right, and then name is going to be builder, as we saw in the documentation, and we say all right, so this is not going to be good. Const, and then we say require Selenium WebDriver. Let me close, right? What do we get? It says convert require to import. Okay, so let's do that, right? Okay, all right, cool. So now we're going to do, and I'm just really following what the documentation says over here, but we could also use the full, look at the example on GitHub, but we're good. Honestly, I don't really like using the documentation from the main website because they don't write the best documentations, right? I like to read the documentation from people who actually use it, but it's all good. It is all good, all right? Let me show this. Actually, this documentation is even better, right? But that's cool. That's cool. All right, so once I go back to the other screen, you'll see that. Oh, I'll show you now. Right? This is documentation. I just clicked. So this is what I clicked on, right? From this page right here, I clicked on write your first Selenium test. And I think this is going to help even more. That's what it says in Java. Okay, cool. So we have it imported. So we need that, right? And then we need to do our driver, right? So we're going to do I'm going to do this part right here, right? Let me see what it had on the other page. I guess. Let me see. We'll try both. Like we'll see what happens, right? So we're gonna go with this one, right? So starting a session. So let's go here. We're gonna say driver equals await new builder dot for browser Chrome dot build, right? And what's going on with this? Pop away. That didn't work. So, let's see. And this is the part where not being too familiar with JavaScript and TypeScript, where you start to get bitten. But let's see. Let's suppress that for now. That's probably not the best thing to do, but you know, we will build it as we fly it. All right. So we're here, and then we want to take action in the browser. So we have another await. For some reason, I don't know. I don't really like this method. I think I'm gonna go back to. Then we'll go back to the other one. Let me see. View full example on GitHub. I guess that's a full example. All right, let's do that. We're gonna go with this one. We're gonna go with this one, right? Because I'm not 100% sure about the. Maybe I'm just doing something wrong, right? So let's go here. Like I said, my JavaScript is not the best, right? So async function. We're going to call it log into site. Yeah. All right. And let driver. Why am I getting squiggly lines? Okay. Let driver equals await new builder dot for browser Chrome dot build, and then await driver dot get. And we're going to say https:// www.freemindrecovery.com. And we're going to do await driver dot quit. All right, so we're writing code. We are writing code, my friend. All right, so here we are. Oh, I don't know why this is all colored like this. Expression statement not assigned to a call. Async function hello Selenium. Oh wait, I need to do this. Ah, that's what it was. And now it looks all pretty again. So now what? We're gonna run it. We are going to run it right off the gate. All right. So, how do you run in TypeScript? That's a good question. Well, let's find out. Oh, what is this? Let's see what this is saying. Could not find a declaration file for module Selenium WebDriver. Hold on. Let's see. Well, let's run it and see what we get, right? Let's see. The question is, how do you run it? Let's see. Didn't think about that, did we? All right, so now let's go to the other file. And let's see. Running file. Well, that doesn't really help. Well, now we get into some more Googling. Let's see what they have over here. I'm looking. Oops. I am looking over. So const by require Selenium. Let me see. Let's try this one. See what we get. right. So now let's do a quick Google search on how to run Selenium in Node. Run Selenium test. Let's see. All right, run Selenium test with Node.js. Close that. All right. That's what I want. Where is the test? So that's not it. Let's see. All right, let's see this one. We're using Lambda test a blog from Lambda test to go over our what do you call it? To go over the Selenium and Cypress and Playwright, right? So it's just gonna be all right. So just Node test. All right. So let's try over here. It's gonna be Node. All right. So let's go cd Selenium test and then Node login. Let's see what that does. Let's see what that does. Something's happening. Oh my goodness. We just wrote our first Selenium test in TypeScript. Right? Right? You guys with me? Did you see that? All right. So what we're going to do, I don't know why this is like squiggly right here. But whatever. Let's do this, right? Let's add some wait times just so we can see the page load up, right? What is the wait in? All right, so I'm gonna Google. Like I said, I am not too familiar with JavaScript yet. Let's say add wait time in JavaScript. Which one is it? So there's delay, sleep. All right, so we want sleep. All right, just sleep. All right, so if we just put go over here and we just do sleep dot. Oh, that's what you want to do. All right, so I guess I have to write a function to sleep. Come on. There's got to be a different way. There's got to be like a basic wait in JavaScript. No. Set timeout. That's interesting. Let's see. Set timeout. That's annoying. All right, I guess we're gonna have to write some code. Let's see. So let's do console.log .log. Am I freezing up? Okay. .log. Waiting for home page, and then we're gonna put this here. Am I missing something here? Console.log. Oh yeah, I need I'm messing this whole thing up. Let me start over. Let's start over. Look who's showing off in the chat.
Good guy.
Look who's showing off in the chat. Let's go here. We are going to talk about that on break, Mr. Good Guy. console.log. Something slows down the computer. And we're gonna say waiting to see home page, and we're going to say 10, 1, 2, 3. All right, so 10 seconds. All right, so we got that. Let's try to run it again, see if we can get the site to load. Let's go. Let's get after it. Look at that. All right, so we were able to see the homepage and it closed as requested. So we are good to go. So now we can start to so we got Selenium done, right? Now
Lunch break. Lunch break.
all right. So let's go to break and I can talk about what we're gonna do, right? So we got Selenium automated. I mean the home, like loading the homepage, which is great. What we're going to do is we're going to write out the test case, right? Because we're gonna have to do it manually, right? But we do want to get started. So what I think we're gonna do next, we're going to create the same thing. What's going on with this computer? Okay, so we're gonna do the same exact thing in Playwright and in Cypress, right? So we can have the homepage being loaded for all three, and then we're going to write out our test case of what we're going to do. We're going to go on the website, do it manually, and let's see if we can get the registration done for one of them, right? So we'll see what we'll do, right? So let me close out some stuff because this is going weird. All right, cool. So we got all right. So let's go to break real quick, and then we'll come back and we will set up Playwright and we'll set up Cypress. All right. So let's put up our 5 minutes up, and let's address this right now, Mr. Good Guy, who has his Playwright test done and new user registered. Well, amazing job. That is awesome. That's really cool. I like it, and you know, that's part of the purpose of why we're doing this here. I'm going a little slower because like I'm not familiar with TypeScript and JavaScript and Selenium in any of these, so that's pretty cool. I like you saw when I used Playwright a few months ago. It was really cool. But yeah, I love the progress that you're making. I love how you're working. And maybe you can rewrite that little application in Playwright or Cypress. Maybe that can help as well. I don't know. I don't know. I think it might be better off in JavaScript or in Selenium, but maybe I don't know. We'll talk about it. But that is that's really cool. And I love the fact that you are actually doing it while I'm doing it too, because it's great. Like it's great to work together and to collaborate on this stuff, because if you just watch me, like you're just watching somebody doing something, right? But if you do it with them, right, then you participate and it sticks into your mind a lot better, So yeah, but we'll talk about it. Reach out to me, send me a message on Discord, and we can talk about it some more. So yeah. So let me just say another acknowledgement to Samuel out there. Like I said, once again, thank you for subscribing to the channel.
I appreciate you.
And whatever you need, I'm here for you. Send me like you can leave me a comment, interact in the chat, send me an email, whatever the case is. Like my contact information is all over, and anyone feel free to send me a connection request on LinkedIn. I accept everybody's connection requests. Love to connect, love to collaborate. I love to talk to you guys. So whatever I can do to help you guys out. All right. So let's go quickly. Let's look at the jobs that we're looking at earlier. So let's go to the shared screen. And so we're going to talk about this junior full stack engineer in San Francisco in the Bay Area, right? So $120K a year to $160K a year, hybrid, mid, senior level, although they say junior, but okay, whatever. Let's take a quick look at the overview real quick, right? We're looking for a full-time full stack developer who has familiarity with Rust API development, AWS, and Google Cloud. An ideal skill set would include Python, C, C++, AWS SageMaker, AWS Lambda, AWS EC2, AWS S3, AWS Neuron. I haven't heard of Neuron yet. Docker, Google Cloud Run, and Vertex AI Model Registry. And pretty much, have the cure for cancer as well. GitHub experience required. Experience with machine learning and audio data is preferred but not required. React.js and Node.js experience is a plus. Should also have a strong background in Rust and Sage and a passion for developing ethical, keyword ethical, AI solutions. The ideal candidate will be involved in developing API integrations for enterprise clients, ensuring these integrations are efficient, secure, and scalable. That doesn't really sound like a junior full stack engineer, but maybe they have higher standards over in California. Yeah, right. Okay. So, key responsibilities. Let's go qualifications, right? Proven experience in full stack development, deep understanding and commitment to AI safety and ethical standards. AI background and experience is a must. Prior experience in startup environment is highly desirable. Excellent problem solving skills and a strong sense of project ownership. Expertise in developing and managing API integration, preferably for enterprise clients, is a plus, and a bachelor's or master's degree in computer science, engineering, or related field. I noticed they didn't put any years of experience, so that's interesting. How many people have applied to this job?
Get a move on, back to work, chop chop, let's go. Come on, get a move on. Back to work, back to work, back to work.
Over 100 applicants, and if you had LinkedIn Premium, it'd probably tell you it's like at 1,000, but who knows, right? And do we have it? Here we go for 9:30. I think it's gonna be our last segment that we might extend, but let's take a quick look at this one before we go, right? So this one is a full stack engineer for XperiRx Health in Orlando, Florida. This one also has over 100 applicants, and decent sized company, 120K to 150K a year. And let's jump down to what you'll be doing, right? Design, build, and maintain efficient, reusable, and reliable code, right? Ensure the best possible performance, quality, and responsiveness of applications. Collaborate with UX, UI designers to implement well thought out design into the code. Construct visually appealing, user-friendly front-end interfaces. Develop scalable and efficient back-end services. Okay, a lot of stuff, right? Way too much to read. What you need, minimum of 3 years of experience in a related field. So I'll tell you this, right? If you can get into the field and you get 2 to 3 years of experience, if you can go in 3 years, right? Because trust me, it is so unlikely that you're going to go from $14 to $100,000 in your first job. It's so unlikely it's going to be 100K, 150K, etc. Right? But it's probably going to be like 50 to 60K. You might end up making less than whatever you're currently doing now. However, if in 3 years you can go to 120K to 150K, that is pretty impressive. Like that's good, right? A lot of times they sell you with these videos, and I've heard that people like companies will come and offer you sponsorships if you like pretty much sell your soul, to be honest with you, right? It's like telling things that aren't true and that aren't really possible, so you can sign up for their programs and stuff like that. But I would say if you put in the work, right? As we said, winning. Oh, let's read it one more time, right? Let's read it one more time before we get back to work, right? If I can find it. So look at these definitions of winning again: uncivilized, hard, nasty, unpolished, dirty, rough, unforgiving, unapologetic, uninhibited, everything, right? If you can put in the work and the time that it takes to actually get to these levels, then you can win. But if you think that you're going to go in 6 months to like some, like from doing nothing in tech to 120K to 150K, because that's what they told you, it's simply not going to happen like that, right? It might happen for one or two people, but it's not the typical thing that happens because you don't have the experience yet, right? But if you go on the path of hard work, it is going to be very, very hard. Sleepless nights, learning a lot of code, things that you don't understand that you have to go back again, and go back again until it finally clicks, right? Then you have a chance. And if you know that you're going to get into, like, your first job might be for like 50 to 60K, maybe 70K, and then you learn, and then you go to the next step where you might be going at a 90K, something like that. And then, like, I don't know how long it's going to take, right? But it's going to take some time. But if you are dedicated to the process and if you are really serious about what you're getting into, then you're going to put in the work and then you're going to get there, right? And maybe some people you can do like Calculus Coder did, right? He started his own thing where, like, he built an application that people are using. He has users on there, right? You have that option, or you can do side work where you're doing this work, like you're doing work for a company. You're also like doing web development for someone else, or you get like a second job, do freelance, whatever the case may be, right? But there is a path, right? There is a path if you're dedicated, if you're committed, if, like we read in our Agile manifesto, right? If you are a motivated individual, right, to build projects around motivated individuals. If you're not motivated, if you're just trying to get in there for the money, you're gonna burn out. And like I embrace burning out, but if you're not doing it for the right reasons, you're going to hate the burnout. So that's the thought behind it. All right. So, and minimum 3 years, demonstrate experience working as a full stack developer, experience with the RESTful APIs, advanced experience with Angular, React Native, and or Flutter. All right. Advanced experience with Microsoft Stack to include C#, .NET, an analytical thinker with a knack for problem solving, excellent written and verbal communication skills, demonstrate creative thinking and time management skills, right? And the last thing I'll say before we get back to work, right, is if people who went into QA, right, if they're interested in becoming a software engineer or a full stack engineer or anything like that, they are in such a prime position to do it because of the critical thinking skills, risk assessment, the knack for problem solving. If they wanted to, like, continue to move up and grow and stuff like that, and they learned, like, the code and stuff like that, they would be so dangerous because they're thinking on a testing and quality mindset, but they're also building code. Like, a lot of times people separate the two, but if you put them together, you are so dangerous. Like, trust me. All right. So let's let me address the chat and then we're gonna get back to work. Okay. Let's go to full screen. All right. Tech Takeover said those days are over, fam. Maybe back during the pandemic, maybe those 6-figure salaries. Nowadays, you're going to have to work and put in the time. That is a fact. And
Message.
yeah, because a lot of people, they don't want to put in the work. I see so many people every day like, oh, I want to go into cybersecurity. How can I because they advertise on YouTube, so many YouTube videos. Oh, how I make through 400K as whatever, right? I want to see W-2s, to be honest with you, right? I want to see offer letters because like most of them, I just have a hard time believing it, right? There's some people that like I know that they're getting it like that, but most people I don't see it because a lot of them seem lazy to me, right? I don't know. And if I'll tell you this, if I was making that type of money that they're talking about, I wouldn't be sharing it with you guys. I don't know. I have a hard time believing it. But anyways, Tech Takeover also said, I'm giving myself a 5-year grace period to figure out my path to get to the bag. And I think that I think you're gonna crush it because you are supportive and you align yourself with the right people who are going in the same direction that you are. I think that is a perfect opportunity. And you know, I know the paths that you're on and I know like the things that you're into. I think that with that you like you'll get the right resources, and once you figure out which one you really like where you really want to go, you have a line of people who are willing to help you get there. All right, so shout out to you, Tech Takeover. And Tech Takeover also said you also have to be willing to invest in yourself with mentorship and coaching. That is a fact.
Message.
A lot of people like they want something but they don't invest in themselves, right? um I say invest in yourself. And when I'm coaching, I'm having you create a strategic plan with my assistant, of course, but it's your plan and of how like what are your goals and what exactly what we're going to do to accomplish them. And then we set like, okay, this like we set like weekly goals, like what are you going to accomplish this week, this week. And we on Monday, I'm going to have the kind of conversation is going to be about treating yourself as the business that you are, and properly like KPIs, metrics, how you get work done, the agile methodology. So I'm working on that for Monday, right? But it's gonna be good, and people might hate it, but if you want to be successful, you have to see yourself you have to see every single thing that you do as a business minded. You might have some fun along the way, but it's business first, right? Not business only, but it's business first, and everything else will come along with it. All right. And then lastly, Tech Takeover said a lot of them are making that by overemployment. Fam, I don't, I don't know, Tech Takeover. I like whenever people tell me this stuff that seems impossible, I need proof. Because have like I don't really watch them like that, but dude, like if you've watched them, do they show W-2s? Do they show tax returns? Or are the titles just like to get people to click and stuff like that, and get people to sign up for their, because they all have sponsors for some reason, right? They all have sponsors for some reason, right? And they're sending you to here and they're sending you there and they're sending you there. I want to see like if some like, because if you're just promoting something like, oh, I use this and it helped me and stuff like that, and then I'm like, oh, cool, like, yeah, sure. But if you're saying if your videos are like, oh, I went from nothing to 500K in 6 months or a year, I want to see receipts, right? I need proof. I want to see W-2s maybe, or what do you call that other thing? Tax returns, something, right? Or offer letter, whatever. But I don't know. I being from a QA background, I'm skeptical about everything, right? I question everything. And that's why like you have successful projects that happen, because when you question everything and you're saying, okay, what if this happens? What if that happens? But that's just me. I've always been I'm skeptical. Maybe it's from dealing with bail bonds and back in the days, but I don't know. And all right, lastly, let's get this. This is the last one, and then we're gonna get back to our course. If it's real, that is, a lot of are just capping to promote their own course. Yeah, or they're promoting their sponsors, right? So I agree with you, right? So, anyways, let's get back to our last segment before we wrap it up for the night. And I do want to. All right, let's set a goal for the last segment, right? Like I just talk about setting goals, right? Let me see. What should be our goal? I say we're going to do this. We are going to get the free mind recovery website to open up in Playwright and in Cypress, right? And then we can. All right, we'll do this. We're going to get it to open, and we're going to get to the because it's gonna take some code to do the sign up. So I don't think we're gonna get to the sign up. We'll say the sign up is a bonus. If we can actually get registered, it's a bonus. But we're going to get to the registration page in all three tools. So we're going with the mentality of, all right, even if time runs out, we're at least going to get that far. We are not going to stop when the timer runs out. We're going to stop when we're done. You know, like David Goggins always says, you don't stop when you're tired. You stop when you are done. All right. So let's go on this journey for our last segment.
It's time to do.
And we'll see how fast we can do this. All right. So and I'm not going to like go rush it, because I do want you to be able to follow along and see what we're doing, enjoy it and stuff like that. So we're not gonna rush it, but if the time runs out, the time runs out. Big deal. All right. You know, and then we have next week as well, and the week after, and whatever. Like we have a lot of time to go, right? But if you want to go ahead like Mr. Good Guy over there did,
Good guy.
then by all means, I would love for you to push forward and to automate and stuff like that. You know, I'm just your humble host here, but I do like, I would love to see if you push forward. All right. So let's get to it. All right. So let's do Playwright next. All right. All right. Cool. So we're in our code here. We got our login test spec on our Selenium test. We have our Playwright test. Let's look at our example spec. One is pretty simple. So I'm just gonna copy. I'm not gonna copy. I'm going to go like this, right? I'm gonna do let's do a split screen like this, right? And I'm going to minimize that, and we're gonna go here, and we're going to say new TypeScript file, and we're gonna say what do we call it? Let's say login. I should call it register test actually. Register test spec.ts. And we will fix that for the Selenium one as well, because we're doing it register, not login. So I'm gonna move this up here, and can I rename this from here? Yeah, let's rename this while we're here, right? And then I'll close it, or I can leave it open. It doesn't matter. All right, let's rename it here. Rename. All right, cool. We got that. So I think we can close this. To be honest, let me see if I can zoom in. I never know how to zoom in and view. Let's see if this is gonna work. Oh, there we go. Yeah, zooming in. All right, we're zoomed in. All right, so we are going to use this one, and we're gonna follow this as a guide. All right, so we're gonna say import test expect from at Playwright test, right? And then we're gonna say test, and we're going to say user can successfully register, and we're going to put a comma, and we're going to say async, and we're going to open our parentheses and say page, or just page maybe. That's weird. Wait a second. So, all right, let me start over. Test. User can successfully log in. Right. Okay. I see. All right. So, comma, and then we're gonna say async, and we're going to do open, and then this bracket, say page. And we do a lambda, and we open this squiggly bracket, and there we go. All right, so now we're gonna do await page dot go to, and we're going to do https:// and sound like a redneck for a second there, right? And we're gonna do www.freemindrecovery.com. All right, and we can also do so. That's all we're gonna do. We're gonna add add the set timeout that we did on the other one, just so we can see the homepage load. And now we are going to run this so we can see the homepage load. All right. So, is there anything else? All right. So, that's this code. All right. So now let's see. Let's look at how do we kick it off in Playwright. So let's go over here and let's see how do we kick it off in Playwright. So running the test example, npx Playwright test. It's gonna run in headless mode, but I can have it run in view mode, right? Test. Let's see. Running, generating, running a debugging test. Run test. I'm just looking for, so you can run Playwright test. This will run on all browsers as you configure in the playwright.config. The only thing with that is, let's Google. Run specific Playwright test. Right. So, and I know in my mind what it is that I'm looking to do. Right. So, how do you run specific Playwright test? Right. So use flag G followed by the title of your test. Perfect. There we go. Right. And that's how you find stuff. They had it in the documentation, but okay, here we go. So npx Playwright test landing page dot spec dot ts. All right. Cool. So let's give it a shot. Right. So let's go back to this code, and you know what? I just saw this real quick. Let's go to full screen real quick. I know I said we're not gonna stop when we're tired. We're gonna stop when we're done. We're not gonna stop when the timer runs out. We're gonna stop when we're done. But I just have to acknowledge Mr. Calculus Coder in the chat. He says, let's go with the fire emojis. Shout out to Mr. Calculus Coder.
I appreciate you.
So at the beginning of the stream, we read through the homepage of the features that you offer and the little bio that you had on there at the bottom, and it's pretty cool site. I already have good guy in the chat who is ahead of me. He already automated the registration through Playwright. So you'll see. So right now we already did it. We already loaded the homepage in Selenium, probably right before you came on. And now we're going to do the same thing in Playwright, and then we're going to jump over to Cypress to do the same thing. And then we're going to load the registration page, And I think that's as far as we're going to get for tonight. And then next week, we're going to pick up on actually registering in all three. And then we're going to do the login. But I just wanted to fill you in where we're at and what we've been doing. So shout out to you for being here. Thank you. I know you were busy tonight, but I'm happy to see that you were able to make it after, after all. Right. So let's get back to it real quick because we have 10 minutes, a little more than 10 minutes. But like I said, we are not going to stop when the timer runs out. We're going to stop when we're done. All right. So we have here. So now let's go ahead and open up our terminal. And I will move this back up here because we don't really need it anymore. Oops. Not what I wanted to happen. All right. So we're going to run this one. So we're going to do npx Playwright, and we're going to do test, and let's see if we just do register. Oh, cool, register test spec. All right, and we press. Oh, and we wanted to do it in headed mode, right? What is dash headed? Because if you do headed mode, you'll see the browser actually show up, as opposed to doing it in in non-headed mode, right? Which is the default, right? So what just happened? Did we get an error or something? What happened? No test found. Look at that. Why not? We have the same thing. Oh, I know why. My bad. That's my bad. Because we're in the wrong folder. All right, so if we do, let's say we do npx again, playwright test. And I don't think it's gonna find. I think we need to actually go into. Yeah, it's not gonna find it, right? But I'm just curious to see what happens because I know we have it in a different folder. Oh, I found it. Cool. And it's doing it in all three browsers. But I forgot to do the headed mode. All right, let's after it's done with that, it's running, right? But after it's done with that, we will do it in headed mode so you can actually see it pop up. I wonder. I only also wanted to see it in one. I want to see it in one browser. I don't want to. I don't need all three browsers right now. Let's see. Chrome. Browser. Yeah, it's running. You just can't. Oh, I got some results as well. Let's show the result. Actually, I should show it from over here. So I just got some results. Let's go to the results real quick. We got it worked in Chrome. Go to Fremont Recovery. The two failed. Firefox. It's time that because do I have Firefox? I don't even remember. I might have uninstalled Firefox on this because I barely ever use it. Let's see. It's still there. I don't know why it failed in Firefox, but I do. I see why, but I don't really care about Firefox right now. The fact that it passed in what's the other WebKit, right? And we'll figure that out as we go along. But I would rather just run it in one particular browser for now. Let's see. Playwright run in specific browser. To specify which browser you'd like to run, use the by the. All right, so let's run it. Not done yet. So let's go back over here. All right, Control C to quit. All right, so let's run it one more time. Headed and with the flag of use the project flag followed by the name of the browser. Okay, so we're going to do headed and then project followed by Chrome. So let's see if that opens up Chrome for us. Oh, Chromium. Okay. Chromium. That should open up the browser. There we go. And we're on free mind recovery. Open up for a few seconds and it closed. All right. So that's what we wanted to see. All right. Now we're going to go into Cypress and then we'll come back so that we can do the go to the registration page, right? So let's go to our projects and let's go to the Cypress documentation so we can see what do we need to do to get Cypress up and running. So let's see here. All right, cool. So get some water real quick. Need to hydrate. So Cypress is really cool. It gives you this nice little interface and stuff, but it is kind of closed off, right? All right, so let's go to documentation. Let me zoom in a bit so you can see better. Let's go to getting started, installing Cypress. We did that already. npm save dev. And let's see. So that's installed. So opening the app, right? So Cypress open from your project. Is there anything else we need to do? So installing npm init. And so that's that. And then if we go to opening the app and we say Cypress open, npx Cypress open. Let's try that, right? So Cypress open. Let's go to over here. So we're going to do Cypress open. It looks like this is your first. It looks like it's your first time using Cypress. Let's move this over here. So now this open, and we're going to say end-to-end testing. And let's see. Yeah, let's do that. So we're going to click continue. It's going to create all these configuration files for us. And we should see these getting created over here. And we're going to continue working on Chrome and start end-to-end testing in Chrome. And it opens another browser over here. So this is what gets opened, right? Let's see. We'll generate several specs to help guide you on how to write tests in Cypress. We'll generate a template spec which can be used. So because I don't need all of this. Just create this one. And the thing with Cypress, you can create it creates the spec files. You can do it here, right? So we can say and the Cypress files require the .cy in the path. So we'll go with the same naming convention. Register test.spec.cy.ts, right? So create spec. And it creates us a template for us where we have describe template spec. It passes, yada, yada, yada. All right, okay. Run the spec. And all right, cool. So now let's see if we can go back over here. to edit it. All right, so now there goes our Cypress folder. Let's expand our Cypress folder. Probably can't see this too well, but I don't think I can make this any bigger. I don't think so. Let me see. Can I? I don't know. No, I can't make that bigger. But it is what it is. Like so there's a Cypress folder. If you're following along, you'll see it. Open up the end-to-end, and then now we go register spec. And it has, let's see. Cannot find described. You need to install type definition for test runner npm I -- save test. I guess so. Let's open up a new terminal window, and we're going to install. Let's install Mocha. I'm more familiar with Mocha. So npm I.
Lunch break! Lunch break!
All right. So timer's up, but we're going to finish this up for tonight, right? So let's throw the timer off the screen so we don't get annoyed by it. So now we have npm I and -- save dev. And we need Mocha at types / Mocha. And let's install that. All right, we are installed, and boom, there goes that. And then we need to let's see, why is the sci variable not working? All right, so let's see. Let's see what's going on here. So intent test. All right, your first intent. So I'm looking at this over here. Looking at this over here, add a test file, create new, create spec. Write your first passing test, describe. Okay. Write a real test. Only thing so we can use sci.visit. Is it because I don't think that's what it is. So let's do a Google search of cannot find sci. For Cypress. All right, cool. Cannot Cypress typing is not recognized, cannot find sci. Well, that's not the one I wanted. All right, so this one. Let's look at this. I had the same issue adding types Cypress to my compiler option. In my Cypress. Okay, so let's look at our Cypress.config. Cypress. So we need a ts dot. Inside of this file, we need a new. There we go. There we go. So we have our ts.configuration file, and we need to add. We need to add types.cypress. So what I did was I went in here and I right click. I said new ts config, JSON. It's probably not showing up anymore because now it exists. But now we just need inside this compiler option. We need to drop that. No. Oh, ha. Forgot to copy that. So types and then colon Cypress, right? So we got that. And now let's go back over here and boom, 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 boom. All right, so there we have it. So now all we have to do is go here and we're going to enter https://www.freemindrecovery.com, right? And let's also throw in our timeout so that we can see it, right? So we go here, we go there, bada bing, bada boom. And now if we go back to our Cypress, which one? Oh, I know where it is. It is, let's go to, there. So Cypress could not detect any test files. Really? Is that the case? Let's see. Let's find out why. Let's see. What is, all right, let's see what the reason for that is. Let's find out why that is the case. So, where are we? Cypress. My first test. Had a similar issue last time. Let's see. Describe. Let's see. There's something about Cypress that it needs to have some type of file name. So let's Google it real quick, right? So I had the same issue last time, but I forgot what it did to fix it. Cypress cannot detect test in file. Is that what it is? Okay, so let's look at let's see. I don't like this one. Let's try this one. Okay. I'm doing unit test, and da. Oh, really? If this is all your code, it doesn't have any test, add any it and Cypress will. Okay, so that's what it is. All right, cool. Let's go back now. So that's what it is. All right, cool. And you see, like, here's one of the main reasons that I use JavaScript and TypeScript for this one is so that you could see how when I get stuck on something, how I research, like the things that I'm looking for, how I'm Googling, how I'm researching, how I'm using Stack Overflow. Because I could have done this in Java or Python and I could just like figure it out very easy. But now you get to see the thought process that I'm going through, how I'm figuring it out, you know. So and that's why I like to choose the challenging things, the hard things, so that you can see that you can figure it out if you have the right mindset in place on how to research and how to search, how to just put little out there and run it. And then it works, you keep going. It doesn't, you need to figure something out, then you do that, right? So just notice I do have it. That's weird. But yeah, so that's how like we figure things out, you know. Let's see. So let's go back to this screen, and this is going to be test user registration. And I'll fix that name later, but test user registration. Or this one could be user can successfully register, and title test user registration. So I don't know. Just edit the file from your project root folder to bypass Cypress. I don't think. All right, cool. So now let's see. Still not getting option source map cannot be specified with option inline source map. Let me see what that means. Last time I used Cypress, it was perfectly fine. Let's see. So I'm looking over here. No. Let's see. So they say you can just remove it. Okay. So let's remove this then, because they said that can fix it potentially. So let's go here. Let's go back to here. And now if we go to, let's just do let's just add that to try to refresh it in Cypress, right? So I'm going to put page here. We're going to go to Cypress to see if that works. Let's see if that works. Still no. That is interesting. It's not. We created the file. This is talking about JavaScript, but still. Gotta be something that's preventing it. Not find. Let's go back to here. We're gonna figure this out. Like I said, we're not gonna stop when we are tired. We're gonna stop when we are done on this. All right. Because this should be working. So let me see here. TypeScript inline source map. Let's go for Cypress. Let's go to no test could be found. Error. No. Cypress could not detect test in this file. Error. Let's try this. Cypress. And we'll call this source map. Go with that. Let's see. Let's see. TS. Okay. Could you? Let's see. that also happens. Okay. So what's the fix? We see, and this is something old at least. So this is fixed. Place the TS configuration in the parent folder of TS. Let's see what. All right. So let's see what this says. We recommend creating TS configuration inside your Cypress folder within the following configuration types. So if we we didn't do this earlier, which we should have, but let's do it now, right? So let's take we'll update. So we're gonna update it here. So let's say lib colon ES5 and DOM and node, and we're gonna do include, and then we're gonna do asterisk or asterisk slash asterisk dot ts, right? So let's see if that fixes it. Hopefully it does. Let's go over to the other screen. Let's see what happens here. Still can't find it. Let's see if we do something new spec. Create new spec. Create spec. And let's just do okay, run the spec. We go here. So something is not right with it. And here is and this and this is the part that like when you are working on something and you get these unexpected errors, right? The files listed list and config, and then you have to figure it out. That's all that it is, right? Let's go here. Oh, so files list and config. So this is a different error now, right? So let's see what this means. The files list and ts json.config are empty. So let's see what that means now. Let's see here. I don't think that's what it would be, but using the files property, hope it helps. Huh? I don't know about that one. Let's see. How do I fix this error? Let's see what this one says. So all right. So we also need it in the root directory. It looks like so. Let's see if we go to our root directory. Do we have a ts dot? I don't see one in our root directory, so let's add one. Right click, new, ts.config. I don't know. Let's see. So let's see what happens here. And what if we copy this ts dot config because it works on the other ones, right? But let's go here. And let's do. I'm just changing that to get it to try to refresh. So what I'm saying is the setup for Playwright and TypeScript, because when we did it with JavaScript, it was super simple, super basic. But doing it with JavaScript is holding us back. Let me try one last thing, right? So if I go here and let's just say, let's skip the whole TypeScript thing for now. We go to JS, right? Let's see. No spec matching the following. So what I did was I renamed that file to .js, and it said no spec matching the following location. It's possible that, all right, so now let's see if we click on this. And it's still looking for the TypeScript. So something with that ts.json file. So let's try one more thing. So apparently that's not the problem, right? So let's go and rename it back to here. And we have that. So apparently the problem is this files thing, right? So what if we were to go to here and we did files, if no files or include, and we do something similar to, let's see what that does. All right. Oh, so you didn't even see what I did. Right? What I did was I added this files thing to try to troubleshoot what's going on, right? And you know, that's what I was mentioning about QA. We are always troubleshooting stuff. Let's see here. Go here. Parallel parsing. So, Cypress might have to take this L for tonight. You know, it's not going through for Cypress. I don't know why. Here's what I'm gonna do, right? Because time is running, and we do want to get to the registration page. What I'm gonna do is we're going to table Cypress, and we're going to click on the registration page in Selenium and in we're gonna click on the registration page in Selenium and in Playwright. And so let's do that, right? Await driver dot click. And what we're gonna do, we're just gonna close this out. Because Cypress, you got this L for tonight. All right. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna go to here and we're going to go to the website for here. And we're gonna go here. And what we're gonna do, we're gonna get the selector for register. Right. So we need two selectors. We need the one for, let me see if I click on account. All right. So we're gonna get the selector for account. And we have so we need to, so all right, so this is a good experience, right? As a QA engineer who is doing automation, I would request the developer, the engineer to add some type of ID or test that ID or something so I can easily identify the like to be able to a locator for it, right? Because with the way that it is now, it's not, you're not going to find an easy selector, but we can probably use just the button account. But yeah, so that's something that we definitely want to like as engineers and developers, we want to be mindful making our site testable, you know, so we want to add like the right either an ID, or if an ID is not possible, we can always add a test that ID to easily identify the elements that we're trying to click on. All right. So let's go to this page and we're going to say buy dot. It's not that. Right, so what is the one for Selenium? I'm pulling up the Selenium website real quick to see what the click is for it. and it's going to be await. Okay, so it's going to be await dot driver dot find what are they using? Driver dot. Let's see. They're not using. Oh my goodness. Find elements, and then by dot text, and we're going to say account. I don't know what this is like that. By. All right, and then we're going to say dot click. Right? No, I can't find the element. All right, so let's run this. Oops. Let's run this one, right? So we are going to cd dot. So we're going to do node selenium test, and we're going to run whatever registers test. Let's see what happens with this one. So it opens. It should click on account. Let's see if it does. And this is why I have trouble using the Pomodoro timer, because I feel like when I take a break, I'm wasting time. But you know, let's see. By.text is not a function. Oh my goodness. All right, so let's look at the documentation. Elements. Finding web elements. So we are gonna do driver dot find element by tag name. Let's see, what do they have? CSS. Link text. See, that's why I like using Java, because it gives you the text. Like it gives you the like what it, because this documentation. All right. So now in Java, Java Selenium find by text. Or I should say JavaScript. All right, there we go. Let's see. Find element. Let's see. This is Java though. I don't want Java. I want JavaScript. Let's see. Python. See? JavaScript and Selenium do not get along very well. How to get text? JavaScript, Selenium, find elements. Let's see. Link text. All right, so let's do that. Find by link text. That's the one we wanted. Hopefully that's JavaScript. All right. Anyways, let's see. Find by link text. I don't know. Let's try running it again. See what we get. Thought I changed. Let's see. No such element. Link text selector account. All right. Oh, you know what it might be? Because it's not a link, actually. That's probably why I can't find it as well. So let me find a different selector. Let's see. Okay, so we need a different selector for this. Let's see. Let's look at the. Mm, not a good. Let's see. If I take this one, it's gonna be so dirty to do this. So I have some work to do with Calculus Coder on how to clean this up a lot better. Because like the thing is, you want to have your code to be testable, and that's probably why there was like some frustration getting the testing right because the code isn't really that testable. But let me work some dirty selectors in here. So this don't ever do this at work, folks. Right, we're gonna do A, and we're gonna do href, and we're gonna do home slash support. I think what is it? Support us. Actually, I need to do this as XPath. Yeah, do not do this at work ever. They're going to walk you out of the QA team if you do what I'm doing right now. But in the sake of getting this to work, we are going to do now I need to find the how do I do it this way? I don't remember. So XPath next sibling or next element. And it's going to be following sibling. Following sibling div. All right. And we could do div. Or I could have just did an XPath that. I could just do XPath. All right, let me see something. I don't think I need to do this. Let's say we do div and then we do text account. Doesn't find it. Oh, equals. There we go. Account. There we go. So I guess we could use that. There's only one of them that's found. So all right. So we can do that. And we're gonna do XPath. I hope. And we're just gonna dump that in there. Let's change this to this. Oops. And let's change this to that. All right. So account. Hopefully it's just XPath for the name of the thing. Yep. All right. So let's try to run that, see what happens. Now we should at least see a click on the account button. Okay, cool. So that apparently did work. So cool. All right. Just happens really fast, but it's cool. So now we just want to click on. So lastly, we want to click on, and we're going to be using the same XPath for Playwright. So let's go here, and we want to click on register, and I guess we'll use we're gonna need to add some like either test data IDs, or we're gonna need to add some IDs, something to identify, because this is gonna be impossible to test like this, so let's do all right, cool. That's the only register. So this will work because that's the only register that there is. But yeah, we do want it to be we want it to be more testable, right? So let's go back over here, and we're going to make another copy of that. I can close this out. So we're just going to drop this over here. And should have did. So let's take that like that. And this one like that. And let's see what we get. I'm going to change them up. This to 20. I'm not even going to quit. All right. Just so we can see that it gets to the page. Let's see if it gets to the page. So let's run this again. And then we can quickly do this and Playwright afterwards. Just trying to click it. Maybe we need some wait time in between it. So let's stop here. And I'm going to put in some wait time over here. Wait, let's put 10 seconds here. And waiting to see register button. And let's clear this out over here. And let's say waiting to see register page. All right. And we'll reduce this to 10 because the browser shouldn't be closing anyways, right? So let's try it again. Let's see what we get. So we go here, click on that. I don't know why I can't click on register. Okay, so there we go. So we're just waiting some time, but we got to the register page. So that is awesome. All right, so now we're just going to do the same exact thing in Playwright. All right, so let's open up Playwright, and I will copy this selector for our XPath. So Playwright, and we're going to say, we go here, and we're going to say, await page dot click. And what is our selector? Let's look at our example Playwright. So I can make this close. I can actually close this all together. What is our example Playwright? Where was it? Example spec. Let's get that split screen action happening again. And we say we want to let's try that, right? Let me see. Let me look up Playwright XPath. So Playwright locators. And we're going to do let's just search for XPath. All right, so we're going to do it as page. So page dot locator XPath equals whatever dot click. All right. So we're going to do here page dot locator. And we're going to say XPath equals this, right? Then we're going to say click, right? And then we are going to do that for the next one as well that we're going to get from the Selenium test. And we're going to say register. And we're going to go here. We're going to say, I'll put a timeout afterwards. Await page dot locator. And we're going to say XPath equals that dot click. And we're just going to copy this set timeout and say waiting to see account menu. And we're going to throw in another one. We don't need the first one anyways. We're going to throw in another one for waiting to see register page. All right. So let's go ahead and run our Playwright test. Let's move this back over here. And that should do it for tonight. We had an unexpected hiccup with Cypress. Not really sure what's going on with that, but we will. I'll do some research on that and see how to fix that error. And then next week we can quickly add these 2 steps to Cypress, and then we'll quickly add those 2 steps to Cypress, and then we'll move on. All right. So where did I have this? Is it in this? Let me see what we have over here. I don't know what that is. So let's go with, that's probably Cypress stuff. So let's go with see. So let's do npx playwright, and we're going into the playwright test. And we're going into playwright test register, and we're going to do headed, and we're going to do project, and we're going to say Chromium, right? That's our command, right? So let's run that. See, hopefully you don't have an error. Okay. Opening it up. So it failed. Why did it fail? Let's take a look at the report. So it failed at click. 2 elements. Error locator strict mode violation. Locator resolve 2 elements. So the one thing about Selenium is that it's going to always choose the first element. This one seems to use it's like it won't allow for 2, which I don't know. But I can make the selector more specific though. Because I'm not too familiar with that stuff in Playwright. So let's make the selector more specific, right? So let's go over here and let's copy the selector. And we can use what I was doing last time where we say, I could do as well. If class or at class equals relative. I mean, that's the only one that's found, right? So let's go here. Let's go back to here. Let's see if that's going to work. Let's see if that's going to work. Here. It'll work though. But all right, let's do that. Here. All right, let's try that one more time. Control C to stop. And let's see what we get. One more time. There we go. And it passed. And if we look at our report, npx playwright show report, and let's see, there goes the report. Successfully logged in. All good. Cool. So I think that is good for tonight. Unfortunately, unexpected hiccup in Cypress, but I'll figure that out and we'll keep going from there, right? So I hope this helped. I hope you got some good insight into how number one, how the mindset of a QA engineer works and how it should work, right? Yeah, I hope that helped a lot. I hope you saw like how we test out new software, how we think about it, some like looking at the HTML code, what's like some recommendations as a QA engineer, as a QA tester that we could recommend to the devs to make the code more testable. Because trust me, in boot camps, in like Udemy courses, in college, they do not teach you anything about testing. The most you might get is a day about unit test, but like the approach to quality, like how to write automated tests, the tools that they use, they do not teach you that in college. They don't teach you that anywhere. Like they have specific Udemy courses that will teach you that, but no one's going to tell you about it. Like you only know about it if you are actually going into the QA field, and not even going into the QA field. When you get into the QA field, right? That's when that's when you learn about automation and all that. But like learning to be a software engineer, learning to be a full stack developer, whatever it is, right? They don't teach you about, like, they barely touch on unit tests. So I hope whether you are like back end, front end, whatever the case, QA, whatever the case is, hopefully this gave you some good insight into the testing mindset and how you can make your code better, right? And because when you approach it with a quality mindset, if you think about quality first, you're putting your customers and your clients first, and that's what's going to give your software that edge, that feeling that the developers who created this, they actually cared about our success and stuff like that. But here's the thing, they I think a lot of them do care, but the fact that they just don't know, about like this whole testing thing and how to prevent bugs and think like, because bugs are always going to happen, but that mindset of quality, 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 right? And that's like, because a lot of I see so many times like, oh, is QA going to last and everything like that. Some QAs are going to last because they think of, they're quality minded and they see the value that they bring. They're not looking for people to see the value in them. They bring the value, right? So just wanted to share that. We're going to wrap it up for tonight. Hopefully you were informed, entertained. You saw my crazy troubleshooting skills. And even though that we didn't get Cypress where we wanted to be, we were that close to it. We just got to figure out a little bit of error and we're going to get there. So that being said, before we go, I would like to ask you to do me a favor. If you enjoyed the show, or if you didn't enjoy the show, do it anyways, right? Subscribe to the channel, hit the notification bell so you can know every time we go live, like the video, share the video, right? And check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev so you can level up your technical skills. And before I head out, I have just one last question for you that I always ask you at the end of our software explorations. All right. The question is,
Are you not entertained? Are you not entertained? Is this not why you are here?
I'm always entertained. I love doing this. And let me acknowledge the chat before we go. So, Calculus Coder said, "Let's go." And he said, "True to the testing thing." Yeah, trust me, I know. Like when I talk to people coming out of college, or like when I take these coding classes, right? Like when I took the full stack development, the Python, they didn't talk anything about testing. But being that I know about testing, when I approach it, I say, okay, let me try to do this in a TDD mindset and stuff like that, which I'm going to go back to my Python course and do some of those coding, like those projects. But from a TDD perspective, that is the awesome challenge right there. Do these things from a TDD mindset so you can have better, more robust code, right? And Tech Takeover said, "Bro, this was a crazy live. Dude, you got to see the way that my mind functions. Like when I'm at work, when I'm doing jujitsu, when I'm playing, like when I'm doing whatever. Like it's just like they're just shooting, and I'm like, because I have to figure this thing out, right? And then I have to figure it out. So I'm just like coming up with different strategies and stuff, different Google searches, and the reason that one of the reasons I started the YouTube channel going live, because I saw so many videos who show you like the perfect path, like, oh, if you just do this, everything's gonna work perfectly, right? And I'm like, in my 20 plus years of tech and doing all types of stuff, nothing ever just works, right? Nothing ever just works. And I'm like, I want you guys to see all of the struggles that I go through, right? Someone who's been doing this for so long that I go through, but how I troubleshoot, how I push forward, how I persevere, because there is no quitting. You know what I mean? So, and then that was one of the main reasons that I started this. So like, and to go live. So I don't want to just like, oh, cut this here. And like, oh, I struggled for like an hour trying to figure this thing out. Let me just cut that hour out and just put like everything that worked. No, I want you to see all the trouble and I just want you to see it all so that you can have a good idea, but you also don't get discouraged, because you can know people who are doing this for so long. Like at my job, like we're well seasoned, but we have like tough things to figure out, and we have bugs and everything like that. So don't get discouraged. And if you can see me struggling, then don't get discouraged when you're struggling, because you're learning as well, right? You're learning. I'm always learning, but you're learning, and you're like newer to it. So don't get discouraged. Just keep pushing, and with repetition, it's going to get better, and you're going to get more comfortable in the discomfort of figuring things out, right? So just wanted to share that. All right. And Calculus Quarter said agreed. And Tech Takeover said, talk about firing on all cylinders, all right? So that is our show for tonight. One more time, if you haven't done so yet, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can know when we go live. See, I'm getting tired, right? Like the video, share the video, all that good stuff. Check out the Patreon at www.techcoachralph.dev. But on that note, we're going to be live tomorrow morning, 7:15 a.m. We're going to be doing what do you call that thing? What's that name? I said Code Wars. We're going to do another Code Wars challenge for tomorrow. So Fridays is going to be Code Wars, and then Mondays and Wednesday is going to be the Chaos Camp Challenge. So check us out in the morning. We'll be up early, because we put in that work. We're going to finish the week off strong on Friday morning. So check us out. We will be back. But on that note, this is Tech Coach Ralph signing off.
You might think that getting into the IT field is impossible without a computer science degree, but Tech Coach Ralph is here to prove you wrong. Get ready for some jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into this lucrative industry. Listen up, tech enthusiasts. Are you ready to break through into the IT field, but feel like you need a computer science degree to make it happen? Think again. Tech Coach Ralph has some exclusive, mind-blowing secrets to share with you. Get ready to be blown away by his jaw-dropping revelations on how to break into the tech industry without a computer science degree. So get your notepad ready, because Tech Coach Ralph is going to change your life forever. Buckle up, because you're about to embark on a journey to success in the IT field.
Hear me, warriors of the North. Today we have tasted the sweet nectar of victory. Our foes indeed defeated, and their lands are now bow before us. The gods themselves have favored our glorious deeds on this glorious day. We have shed blood, sweat, and tears to claim this land. Our relentless spirit, our unyielding determination, these are the very essence of our people. It's been our ancestors rejoice in the halls of Valhalla. For today, we have added to their eternal glory. Our victories will echo throughout the ages, and our names will be etched in the annals of history. But let us not forget the present pain, the brothers and sisters we lost. They now feast in the hall of our forefathers, watching over us with pride. Their sacrifice has paved the way for this moment of triumph. As we celebrate this conquest, let us also remember that our journey is far from over. More land awaits our conquest, more battles call us forth, and the fire in our hearts burn ever brighter, for there is no limit to what we can achieve. To those who dare stand against us, let them tremble in fear, for they shall witness the fury of the northern storm, the wrath of the untamed barbarians. Today we celebrate our victory. Tomorrow, we set our sights on new horizons, a charted land where our banners will fly high. We are Vikings, we're barbarians, we are masters of conquest.